New year, new me. This year, I'm finally gonna learn this language. Yeah, we both know how that usually ends. You start motivated, then life happens, and by February, it's over. In today's video, guys, I'm about to give you a real language learning plan that actually works for the entire year, not just for 1 month. No studying for hours, just 20 minutes a day that will help you build real fluency. This plan, guys, is no BS. How do I know it works? Well, because it worked for me and for my students. But let's start with the question, why motivation doesn't work? Hi guys, thank you so much for watching Wanna Speak by Veronica. My name is Veronica, surprisingly, and I'm just a normal girl from Poland. On this channel, I help you learn smarter, not harder. So guys, motivation is an emotion, and emotions are unstable. If your language learning plan only works when you are motivated, then you don't have a plan. It's just a mood. What works is identity, meaning instead of saying, oh, today I feel like learning some Spanish, today I feel like learning some German, today I'm motivated, say, I'm the kind of person who speaks this language fluently. And what I need you to do is to feel like that person. How are you going to feel like a confident speaker? By taking massive action. This is how you build confidence. This is how you build fluency. By putting reps, by repeating something over and over again. We do not need to spend hours studying a language. We just need to be smarter about it. So let's go. Step number 1. Listening is non-negotiable. You're gonna listen for 10 minutes. Can you already see that we have 20 minutes a day, but you're gonna listen for 10 minutes? Because input is one of the most important skills I'm gonna need you to develop. And it's not gonna be some random listening to whatever you find on the internet. You're gonna listen to things you mostly understand. So here we're gonna use the comprehensible input method, meaning you consume content that's not too easy, not too difficult. You understand the main point, but there are still some words or phrases that are new to you. For example, if you are at B2 level in English, let's say, then when you watch Stranger Things, you're gonna mostly understand what's happening, but there are gonna be some new phrases. Your job while listening is pretty simple. Choose something that's fun for you. This is how we're gonna make it consistent, because this is not for 1 month. This is for 12 months. You really want to stick to this routine, okay? That's why here you're going to choose listening that you genuinely care about, something that you love, something that you are passionate about. For example, when I listen to podcasts, I listen to podcasts about psychology, brain development, language learning, how this works, because this is what I'm passionate about. But maybe you are passionate about, I don't know, playing tennis. This step is so important because when you don't train your ear correctly, then speaking will always feel hard. Your next step is gonna be reading, because reading is your bridge between listening and speaking. And I know that it can be pretty overwhelming to read in a new language, so you're gonna do it for just 3 minutes. Let me grab a book and let me show you how to do it actually. So here we have one of my favorite books. I'm just gonna open it on a random page and you read a short text out loud. It's super important that you do it out loud, because remember, reading is your bridge between listening and speaking. Speaking ultimately is one of the most important skills, right? Because we use a language to communicate with each other. But this is how you prepare yourself for speaking. The words we use to describe our worries and struggles can say more than we realize. Yet few of us ever think to look there. In this chapter, you will begin to construct your core language map. You will learn to follow your words as they form a trail of clues that can lead you to the origin of your fears. Or what would be actually wonderful is reading the script of what you just listened to. So you listen to something Then you read a script or your favorite book or an article. To be honest, it can be even a social media post. And after that, this is the most important part of the plan, okay? So I need you to pay attention because you just prepared your mouth to speak without panic. So the reading became the bridge to speaking. And you want to practice your speaking for about 4 minutes. The first thing we're gonna do is obviously the shadowing technique. So we're gonna leave our plan here for a second and we're gonna shadow some native speakers. How? Basically, I open my favorite platform, I'm not gonna name it here, and you listen to let me show you, to a show or a podcast or your favorite video or whatever you wanna watch, and you repeat after native speakers.
I have good news and I have bad news.
Okay, so I have good news and I have bad news. Okay, so I have good news and I have bad news. So as you can see, I repeat the whole sentence a few times. At the beginning, when a whole sentence is like too much for you because it can be still too difficult, and that's super normal, you can repeat just one phrase, one short phrase over and over again.
Okay, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? What I find still difficult in the American accent is the connected speech. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? So you see, I record YouTube videos about language learning, but I am still learning. This is totally human and this is totally normal.
But friend said, bad news first, always.
Bad news first, always. Bad news first, always. So as you can see, I'm trying to mimic, copy the intonation, rhythm, even the emotional charge. What I always say is that a language has to hit emotionally. If you can get emotional about your favorite show or movie, that would be amazing, because this is how you're gonna train your brain to think in your target language. And after shadowing, we're gonna do something new. Actually, this idea is inspired by one of you guys. When you shadow, then you stop the video and you say the same sentence in the past, present, and future. So shadowing plus grammar. You guys know that I'm not a big fan of learning grammar. I learned Spanish to an intermediate level in around 7 months, and I never learned Spanish grammar. Estoy ahora en Latinoamérica, antes viví en España, mi novio es español y nunca nadie me ha dicho que no me entiende. Let's listen to one sentence and let me show you how you can practice grammar connected with shadowing.
I made us a reservation.
This sentence is in the past. In the present tense, I would say I make us a reservation, for example, every Friday. And in the future, it would be like, I will make us a reservation, right? And I say these sentences out loud. This is actually fantastic because a lot of things are happening at the same time. You produce speech, so you train your facial muscles, you train your brain to think in your target language, and at the same time, you practice grammar. Brilliant. And obviously, after these 3 steps, it will be absolutely amazing if you can talk to real people. AI is gonna be okay, ChatGPT, for example, or some apps, but there is nothing like a real human connection. After speaking, you want to practice your vocabulary just for 2 minutes. And it's gonna be your step 4. I know that my plan is like pretty complicated, but that's why I made it this way, to engage your brain. Because if you can just follow the structure, like in a normal way, then you would get bored easily. And now you are analyzing my writing. This is also like a trick to train your brain to think faster and learn faster. So you're gonna learn vocabulary for just 2 minutes, no more. And now, I don't want you to memorize vocabulary in this like traditional way. When you have a word in your native language, then a word in your target language, and you just memorize them and the meanings. Forget about that, okay? You're gonna learn vocabulary in chunks, ideally from shadowing. So we just had a phrase to make a reservation. I don't learn the word reservation. I learned the whole chunk to make a reservation. So now I know that I make a reservation. I don't do a reservation. I don't take it. I don't bring it. I make it. You want to collect from 5 to 7 vocabulary chunks a day, no more. After that, our fifth and final step is writing. Just 1 minute, right? We have just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. I'm pretty traditional in this sense, so I prefer to write on like a physical paper, like a piece of paper, you know. But if you prefer, you can simply grab your cell phone, you put a timer, right, 60 seconds, and you write 1 sentence, 2 sentences with some of these vocabulary chunks. That's it. This is your plan. Easy? I would say pretty easy. Effective? Super effective. It's really important that you follow the structure. Listening, reading, which is your bridge to speaking, and after speaking, you go to vocabulary. Because when you try to learn vocabulary after listening, then you're gonna miss on speaking. Speaking is gonna be super difficult. Each step prepares the next, and it flows perfectly. If you want, you can now pause this video and screenshot this plan. And if you are a really busy person, I have solutions for you. So for example, you can listen while walking. You can listen while commuting. You can write 1 sentence before bed. Here, I'm talking about habit stacking. So for example, you do one thing and you follow by one of these actions, right? For example, you take a shower in the morning and then you listen. Then you go to work, you go about your life, you come back home, you have lunch, and right after having lunch, you read. Then you put your kids to bed and you have 30 minutes for yourself. So after putting my kids to bed, I speak, shadow, and practice some grammar, and so on and so on. You need to adjust it to your life, to your daily routine. My core and final message for this video: you don't become fluent by studying more. You become fluent by training your brain daily in a smart way, in a way that doesn't overwhelm you. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you can start 2026 with this wonderful plan, and let me know in the comments how it goes after 1 month, 3 months, 6 months. I keep my fingers crossed for you. If you are starting today, write "let's do it" in the comments. See you in my next video, and Happy New Year, guys. Happy holidays. Take care. You got this.